I'll let you call the meeting to order.
You're on.
Okay.
Okay, I guess why don't we begin?
Okay. At 5:01. How is everyone?
Good. Good.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm going to move into my economic development coordinator report. We did just meet last month, so I don't have much for business development updates. I have a few things that are coming up that are going to be reviewed at the development coordination group meeting tomorrow morning. Webster 5 at 400 South Bridge Street. They are doing a renovation and an expansion of their building. 602 South Bridge Street, which is Bentley's right now. Someone has a proposed coffee shop with a drive-through to go in there. So I know that property has been on and off the market, I believe, for a while.
Is it the actual, like, it's not replacing Bentley's, is there an additional?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I will find out tomorrow
Got it.
whether or not they are adding to Bentley's or if they are purchasing it and the whole thing will be renovated to a coffee shop.
Got it.
And then this one's not a big development, but 284 South Bridge Street, and it's an existing mixed-use building. I think it's one business, and I'm not sure even what the business is on the first floor, with an apartment above it. So it's just, they're changing ownership. It has to come to us before going to planning board for their special permit review. So it's just a formality for them to come to DCG. I'm gonna kind of skip around a little bit because I think the town update of the tax classification results, okay, is also part of my update. But the Board of Selectmen had the tax classification hearing last night. They voted to narrow the gap between the residential and the commercial tax rate from 1.12 to 1.09. That shift just means that the residents take on more of the burden. Sorry, guys. But I think the residential tax rate itself is going down, although that differential is changing.
And do you have a sense, like, from Chamber of Commerce and stuff, is that coming a little, it's like inching closer to what they're trying to achieve, right? Which
Yes,
is total parity.
yes, the chamber asked for a single tax rate, so
Yeah.
both residential and commercial would be taxed the same in
Right.
that case, but the Board of Selectmen did not want to go to a single tax rate. So suddenly from 1.12 down to 1.00.
Right.
So, but they did narrow it.
Yeah.
Which I think we had a discussion about that last time for residents. It's, I don't know what word to use, bittersweet.
Well, I think a lot of towns are seeing the tax rate go down, but
Mhm.
of course the assessed value is going up,
Right.
so
Yes.
Right.
it's,
Yeah. Comes out in the wash, but and if you can drive more smaller businesses to town, it hopefully makes it a nicer place to live in
Yes.
the long term. So hopefully residents will see
Yes.
the value in the long run.
And as always, if the commercial tax base increases, that will lower taxes altogether.
Right.
So, things to consider.
Yep.
But that was last night. I wanted to update you on that. For grant updates, I I'm still working on the wayfinding earmark that we received from Mass DOT, so for the signage and things like that, but I did just order holiday banners for Drury Square. You guys would like to see.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's good.
That was my big project recently. And then I think in the spring we'll order all those signs. That's something that has to be put out to bid, and I'm not an expert in procurement laws and bidding laws, so I'll have to learn about that first. And then if you guys would like to get into our discussion on the website updates,
Sure.
that's really all I have for the other items right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So I pulled up the website on these screens up here. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it since the last time we met, but I mean, I added this feature a while ago because all this information in each of these slides was placed like consecutively on
Yeah.
the front page. Sorry.
I did notice.
So
Yeah.
I thought that would save a little bit of space. No one wants to scroll through a web page that's taking you 5 minutes to get to the bottom of it. So, I'm gonna zoom out. Oh, I'm zooming in. There we go. Is that too small to read?
It's all right. I think
Okay.
I have great vision. And I get the gist.
That's always been on the website. That's just a little blurb about Auburn and our access and a little promotional paragraph there.
Mhm.
I created this map. It's still a work in progress, but it's using Google Maps actually.
Yeah.
So each of these little yellow dots is a business. So it's kind of like a business directory. I mean, they're not classified into categories per se, but oh. And then there are a few other features on here. These little blue ones are municipal buildings. Oh, hold on. Green ones are, I think, the only thing that is unfortunate is there's no legend on here. But if you expand it, there is.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be worth
so-
putting just like a little note in small print between your header and the map that just says click to expand so that you can see
Oh,
what
yeah.
the icons mean. Still under construction.
Yeah, I just put that so,
Yeah.
if I got any business information wrong,
Yeah,
just to
that's
let people
great.
know that it was still being worked on.
Yeah, but you could say like, for more features or something,
Yes.
click on the, screen expand icon or something.
Okay.
I feel like that sort of instruction is always really useful.
Yes,
'Cause
true.
I know what that means, but it wouldn't occur to me that I would get more rich
Yeah.
features by
Okay.
clicking it, so.
Details. Expand the map.
Yeah.
So available properties, that's, again, it's not a comprehensive list, but I think a few of them have a description, a few of them do not.
And are you able to add the descriptions or is that?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yep.
nice.
Do you know how many available properties there are?
In town,
Yeah.
the only I have to use like commercial listing websites. So I don't know off the top of my head, but I direct people to a commercial listing website like that when they do have questions.
But it's not like hundreds.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mhm.
And there are properties that are not developed but aren't on the market.
Mhm.
But I guess if a developer wanted to reach out to the owner
Mhm.
to ask to purchase it, that's something that they could do. But if it's not on the market, then I don't have that information.
Right.
The assessor has a list of undeveloped property, but who's to say that
Yeah, it may
the
not be
owner
available.
would, yeah,
Right.
that the owner would be willing to sell it.
Right, right.
So,
This is great.
thank you.
Like really, this is a
It
huge
took me-
improvement.
It took me a long time. This is when you expand this, it lists all of them. I'm not gonna scroll through all of those because I think there's 400 or 500. Maybe 400.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if this is appropriate, but I see we have like businesses listed.
Mhm.
Can we get a fee for a listing fee?
I don't know. For like under this category
Right,
for listing them on our website.
right.
I don't know that we can for just listing them here and saying that they exist.
Maybe if they added a sentence or two about the business, if just think of a
Well,
way
this is- so
continue
this
to
is
generate
linked with-
some.
This is linked with Google, so when you click on them, it is like a Google search. So it
Okay.
does show, you know, their website. You can, well, this one must not have a website, but you can go to their website and then
Okay.
see their address and their phone number.
So it's just a free map.
Yeah.
service. Yeah. You just specified it for businesses in town.
Yes.
Yeah. Like narrowed it. So
I
you're
suppose you could do
seeing-
de-link from Google and try to get some income off of this.
Ugh, that would be so much work.
There were other mapping tools, but Google was the easiest because they have business listings.
Okay.
I mean, you've used Google Maps, I assume, before. So, like, when you zoom in, I used a different map format because some of the businesses, like, Google still lists businesses that are no longer in business, but there's still that little, like, pinpoint there,
Yep.
and it just says closed when you click on it for more detail. So I didn't want to include businesses that were closed. So I went through them all, and it seems like these are all the businesses that are still functioning in town. I did, to your point about charging a fee, I was driving somewhere and I saw that the town, they had one of those message boards, like digital message boards like we have outside the library. I think that's where it is right now. And there's one outside the fire station, both fire stations.
Mhm.
And they did like a business of the month, featured business. So I was thinking we could do something like that, and that may be something. I just don't know the rules on charging businesses to advertise for them because we're the town, because we're a public entity. I don't know.
But certainly those signboards maybe an option.
Yeah,
Signboards to generate some income.
yeah.
On the available properties section,
Yes.
I don't know how dynamic this like tool is where you can like add, but I see like you put like a really brief description for some of them. But is there a
Yes.
way to like add, maybe just put a link or have something additional where you could see like a map of the like how, you know, what's the square footage, what's the size of the, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
Like where, what's the space?
So again, these are all ones that are on the market that I can find on websites like that. I could link those websites so it shows the listing itself and the information that the realtor puts
That would be
on those
great.
listings,
Yeah.
as well as maybe assessor information. A lot of the times the listings include information like that, like the map and parcel, but sometimes they don't. So,
Yeah.
the assessor's maps would have the assessment and the zoning district
Right.
and all of the other information that they collect. If there is a building on site, they have the square footage of the building and the acreage and
Yeah, like that was something I
Information.
saw on a few of the sites I looked at.
okay.
Others was like, it was nice because you clicked in and then you said, oh, here's the map of the property and here's
Yes.
the information about, so you could see where it was geographically in town, which this does, but then you could actually see the zoned like lines of the property
Yes.
and everything, so that was useful.
I'm glad you guys like this.
It looks really good.
Thank you. All this information I already had. We'll zoom back in. These are,
This might be a stupid question, but if you zoom way out on that map, you don't pick up like properties in other towns.
no, so the base map I set so that it wouldn't pick up, like I added all of these points, it wouldn't pick up on automated Google points.
Okay.
So no, it only shows the points that I have inputted
Okay.
to be shown. I guess we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna show you one little dot right
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it doesn't show you, businesses in Worcester or anything else. I don't know how accurate these how-to guides are, but I haven't had a chance to look over them for accuracy. But I left them there because they may be helpful to someone and they are on the website.
Yeah, at least it's a starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to bore you guys, but
Oh, this is great.
okay. Each of these links, and I'm sure there are many more, but each of these links were also listed in this sidebar over here. So I just wanted to put them in one category where you could go and click for state and federal resources.
It's great.
And then there was, I don't know if this was intentional, but there was never anything about the development coordination group. So I spent some time explaining what that is.
You mentioned it and I was like, what is that? I didn't know.
Sorry. Yeah, so I'm sorry.
No, it's good.
It's a pre-development meeting for people who have a proposed project. Certain things, if it's allowed by right, they don't have to come to DCG because it's allowed by right. But all the select board licenses are required to come to DCG for comment. We provide comments to the Board of Selectmen and recommend that they approve the licenses. And then for development projects, normally most of those come to DCG. So it's police, fire, public works, inspectional services, Board of Selectmen, and Auburn Water District. So it's one or two representatives from each of those departments. And we meet and the applicant comes to the meeting. And, it's to give them guidance and advisement before they go through the formal permitting and regulatory processes.
It's good to know.
Yeah. So we've always had this group, but there was nothing online about it, so I figured it would be helpful to add something there. And then
Has there been any thought about putting audio or video on this website?
I haven't thought about it, but what kind of audio or video?
Well, it would be like for each department. Like I noticed you say, this police department, if you click on that, maybe a 30-second intro by the police chief to try to develop, sort of some type of rapport as opposed to just words on a page.
Okay. When the applicants come to DCG, I mean, they do meet with the deputy chief.
Yep.
So would the audio explanation, like they would click on it and it would be the police chief talking,
Right.
like introducing himself?
Right.
Okay.
I was gonna say not on this specifically, but just when you, like the names, your name and like on the sidebar, just having a picture of you guys would be really nice.
Some people do.
On like the homepage, yeah.
Some people do. I guess I would have to send in a headshot or
headshot.
something. Yeah. I don't like to have my picture taken, so
I get it.
I don't want it in the public.
I like that you did pictures on the scroll, like the news feed section
Oh,
on the
thank you.
homepage. That looks good.
Or you could have just one person who likes to do that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
It's true.
Just to try to put a face to this.
Okay. I mean, if you guys think it would help, I'll put my picture on the internet. But this is like census data, and that's a screenshot of the census website, but I couldn't. It's a little blurry.
Mm.
Oh, maybe not.
It's okay. You can read it.
I think it does the job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I could easily retype that into.
You may just want to put a date on it of like when you pulled the data.
Okay.
That's always really helpful. It also holds you accountable to
Yes.
updating it.
It was 2020 census data.
Yeah.
And then I think it was about probably 5 or 6 years ago, we did a video,
Yes,
and I don't know if we still have that.
I do.
Okay.
It's on our. So I did remove that from the page,
Okay.
which I can add it back in. It's saved like in the archives of the website. To put the map, because I didn't want that front page to be too busy.
Mhm.
I want there to be specific links so you know where to go if you need to find something.
Yep.
So try to keep that first page simple. I think it was 2018.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome to Auburn. Auburn invites you to join us and enjoy all that makes Auburn a great place to do business. Yes, there really is a lot to
I can add that back in if you'd like, or if put it off to the side, or put a link. I do have.
We may have to see it to see if it's dated.
Yeah,
That's true. 2018 was a while ago.
I could put like a link right here under promotional materials.
That makes sense.
Welcome to Auburn
Yeah,
promotional video.
Yeah.
That way it's the clip of, like the picture isn't taking up the whole page, but at least there's a link there to it.
Yeah.
That's just about it for my updates. I wanted, if you guys do have any feedback, you said, Mike, that you printed out some things. And I have this list from Chris. Thank you very much. I didn't get a chance to review it, but I think I read the first page.
I feel like you hit on a lot of stuff I saw. I found there was a really nicely formatted website in like from some Virginia town that I'll send you a link to, but it was like just really nicely organized. But I feel like you've hit on a lot of content, and this definitely seems easier to navigate.
Thank you.
I guess one question, not to like toot our own horns, but is there value in including a link that describes the Economic Development Committee?
Oh, yes.
Is that there?
Over here, Economic Development
Okay.
Committee, under quick links, that
Okay.
brings you to the specific committee page.
Okay. Got it. Perfect.
And then there are a few other property assessment data, applications and fees, building permits, business certificates, just anything that I don't include on my page, but that people who come to my page may also need. The one, I wouldn't call it an issue, but like I said last time, the website software, we may have to, there's limitations to what I can and can't do. So there is like a higher version, not a higher version, a better version that we can sign up for, but that costs more money. So I'm working within the limitations of this website format and software.
And do you have any numbers of like visitors to this website?
No, I don't think we get
Like what the
visitor
traffic is?
information, or traffic. Maybe that's something that IT may have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, probably do.
Yeah.
Because that could be interesting to
Yeah.
see if,
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers may be so great that you don't need to do anything.
I have 500 people a day visiting my website. I can only hope. This was a big thing I wanted to get done in the last month, but I did want to get some feedback from you guys, or just some ideas. I'll go through all these notes because I know there's a couple pages, another time.
Okay.
Do you guys think it would be worth it for me to ask if we could pay for the higher subscription for the website, or that this does the job? I know some places do have very fancy and intricate economic development.
What would you get for the sort of upgrade?
There's additional, they call them like widgets.
Mm-hmm.
So this slideshow, I add the widget
Okay.
for a slideshow option. So like different little editing features, I guess, that you can add in. But there are additional ones. I don't know what the additional ones are, but there are more features in that higher website subscription.
And have we ever done a survey of what people who look at this website think of it?
No.
That might be something to,
So a user survey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
because again, we may find out that everybody loves it the way it is, and
Yeah.
But
we don't know that yet,
Yep.
you know.
Okay.
so from what I was able to find, it seems like a lot of towns and cities, they have a similar enough site to what we have
Mm-hmm.
in terms of like the layout and the information displayed and so forth. However, as you were saying, there are some really fancy ones. What I saw was the town would have a site like this. It would be a page or two on their main town website, but then they would have a separate website that's dedicated just to economic development. That's
Yes.
really fancy,
Yeah.
really marketing-driven websites that I think that you were referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And those are really nice. I thought for some reason last time when we spoke that you mentioned that you were possibly interested in maybe creating like a separate site for economic development, but I don't know if that's still a goal or not. But I would go that route before the upgrade that you mentioned for the other
Okay.
form that they have.
I mean, it's an option. I would have to ask IT how that works.
Yeah.
I've never created a new like website
Right.
domain, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. And again, that would really depend upon Mike was asking
Yeah.
like how many people are.
If people enjoy this and
What
you
it
think
is.
it's easy
Yeah,
to
exactly.
navigate and
Yeah.
If you can find what you
Whatnot.
need, then it's, we
Mhm.
need to go
Yeah.
crazy. But if
Yeah.
it's really driving, like, business to have a hard time finding resources or something, then,
Right.
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's obviously nicer if, like, you can own the whole top nav bar and, like, be able to click through
Yeah.
the content you want instead of it being embedded on
Yeah.
these, like, side,
Yeah. 'Cause
side
these-
things, because this is all the departments.
Yeah, because
Maybe I could ask them to put like this big title,
Yeah,
economic development
that's a great idea.
page.
That's a great idea. Yeah, like an
Because
economic
it
development
is a little
and,
bit
yeah.
confusing to go to. You would think it's under government, but it's not under government. It's under departments,
Mm.
and then you're under
Mhm.
inspectional services, and then this little
Very-
size
Yeah.
9 font right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that the average business owner, if they're on their phone, they're trying to figure out should I do business in Auburn or not. They're not going to go through that navigation
hmm
Yeah.
you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could at least create just that a little higher emphasis on it, that would be cool. And especially then if you had the header, you could also have a few quick links right from the top navigation as opposed to having
Yeah.
to like scroll, because even just like the on the right hand bar, like you have to go through all of the contact information to then get to the quick links. And
Oh,
so,
on the main page.
on the main page,
Yes.
yeah. And so they end up not being that quick.
Yeah.
They're
So I
varied.
I can move those around, but this is kind of the norm for each of the town department. You know, you go to any of the other. That's where we keep our. So I didn't want to mess with that because
Yeah.
anyone who does regularly visit the website knows, okay, if I go to one page for this
Yeah.
department, that the contact information is going to be on the right side, the right
Absolutely.
top corner. But yeah, I could see if we could add a link here. I think it would automatically list all of my sidebar links,
That would be great.
so those would end up being underneath because these are tied to this page. So if there was a link to this page specifically, then it would list those underneath it.
Yeah, so it may be just reviewing the ones that are in quick links to like convert them to whatever level in the hierarchy of the website. I don't know exactly what the terminology is, but like, you know, for like the license applications and fees, like that's so
Okay,
important to
yeah.
have really good quick access to. And so if
Yeah.
that is going to auto pop into the navigational bar, then that would be really
Okay.
powerful, I think.
hmm
So maybe it's just thinking about those just so that they are emphasized. If you're able to get one under the services.
When I was on the website earlier, I meant to click on it. I forgot to, but the blue button there where it says available commercial properties, does that take you to the map?
No, this takes
Okay.
to
Okay.
sure.
Oh, to another website. Okay.
Yes. So
Nice.
this is one of those commercial listing
Mhm.
websites.
Cool.
It looks better on a desktop. It's not.
Yeah.
These aren't as big, but
Are you required to like put a pop-up that says you're now leaving the town's website?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
That's a good question though.
Because is that going to show properties outside of Auburn?
So I have it so that when, like, this link is specifically commercialcafe.com, commercial real estate /01501. So when you click on this, it brings you to
Only Auburn.
only Auburn.
Okay.
Pre-filtered.
Yes. I mean, if you mess around with it like I just did, once I zoom in and zoom back out, then it shows you things in Worcester
Okay.
and things in Oxford and whatnot. But upon that first click,
Mhm.
it's Auburn.
Yep.
Yeah, but even just on the button, if you mention that it's like to, put the website that it's taking you to or something,
Yeah.
that's good. It's nice to have that.
That's really it for my updates on the website.
It's a huge improvement. It's really good.
Speaking of surveys, last night one of the selectmen mentioned, next year if there are more businesses attracted to town as a result of the lower tax rate, then he may consider lowering that more, or not lowering it, but narrowing the gap between the two. So I was thinking of maybe putting together a business survey, like, how was your experience with the pre-permitting process? How was your experience with the town's website, how to navigate the town's website? So maybe I could include it in something like that, so that people that I know that are visiting the website, developers and people like that, they must be visiting the website. Then I could get some feedback that way and also get some additional helpful feedback.
Yeah. Sort of like, 3 things you like about the website, 3 things you don't like about the website, something like that.
Yeah.
Rather than just a question, did you like the website?
Right.
And they say
Yeah.
yes. Or they say
Okay,
no. And,
yeah.
okay, they didn't like it. What don't they like?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really meaningful
Right.
information.
Right. And I printed out an article on, and a lot of this is you've probably already touched on, but this talks about like this individual wrote an article on what they thought were some good websites, government websites, and sort of some of the highlights as to why they thought they were good.
Yeah.
So, I think a lot of the stuff we've already talked about, but there may be an item or two in there that might be of some interest. And although, we can't replicate the state of Mississippi,
Yeah.
there are some features that the website has that may be,
I beg to differ that the
we could,
Internal Revenue Services website is easy to use. The
think
last
this
time
was-
I went on the website, it was not.
I think this was written by a Canadian though, so
Yeah.
he probably does not have much,
He's being very polite
Yeah.
about it.
much to do with the IRS.
Okay. So there is a city one on here.
Oh, this would be worth checking out. Apparently they have, for the city of Hamilton, they have an intuitive I want to drop down menu. I haven't seen that on city websites, but I have seen that on other, like maybe like regional economic
Yeah.
development
Um,
sites.
Would that be similar to how do I
Similar enough, yeah.
Okay.
This would also be a really good place for all those quick links.
Okay.
How do I
Yeah.
apply for a business license?
Yes.
This would be a really great place because it's not that full.
Yeah.
And
There
one
is
thing,
apply for
Building
business
permits,
certificate.
business certificate.
and one thing Hamilton used was they used a lot of icons rather than just the words like that.
Okay. See, that's one of those things that I don't know if it's possible using this version of the website. I like here I can link to another website using this photo
Right.
more or less. And the Auburn one is what the Auburn Chamber one is as well. That's a picture link, a photo link. But these, when you go to create the page,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be words.
Okay.
So
And the step up would allow you to do,
it may.
okay?
Again, I'm not sure what the next level entails.
Yeah, what the cost
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the big thing though would be a survey to see,
Mhm.
you know.
If people find it easy to navigate
Do
and
you find it useful? Do you find the website useful? You know, and, you know, rather than just yes or no's, have them say, you know, well, what do you like about it?
Mhm.
Things you like, 3 things you like about it, 2 or 3 things you don't like about it.
yeah. Or even like a rating system almost, like how easy was it to navigate 1 through 5?
Right.
1 being horrible and
Right.
5 being great.
And then maybe a blank space where they could say why they,
Yeah, if you have any comments,
Yeah.
add them here.
Yeah.
Okay.
because I think before you do a lot of work on
Yeah,
this.
absolutely.
You want to see
Need
like,
some data behind it.
right,
Yeah.
where we are.
Yeah. Where we currently stand.
Right.
All right.
Because we may think this is great, but somebody who's using it might say, oh, geez, I don't know why they changed it. It was I like,
It was good before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the,
Okay.
you know.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you Donald?
Yeah, I am. Sorry, I'm so late.
No, that's okay. This is Donald. He submitted a application to volunteer for this board. So I invited him to come to the meeting.
Okay, good.
Cool. I'm sorry, we are almost done.
No, I just hit the worst traffic ever. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You're welcome to come sit up here if you'd like. I'm Brooke, by the way. Nice to meet you. We were just going through website updates, how easy it is to navigate and having useful information on here. We discussed this at the last meeting and we're just trying to make it easier for people to navigate and have useful information. But I think I might put together a survey asking how easy this is to use and what could or could not be added or removed.
Remember?
Yeah, you were able to like tap into say, the Chamber of Commerce to get maybe the survey on their site?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah,
Get
we
it.
could have it shared on the town's Facebook and then on the front page we have that news feature.
Okay.
So I could ask them to put it there. They somehow got these icons that are all.
Those
Maybe
are
I could
nice.
ask them how they do that.
Yeah, see,
so-
those icons are, you know,
Oh,
they're more friendly.
yeah,
But then look, the website.
it's a
was
little
like-
more. Yeah, I'm trying to refresh it. It's better on the desktop, but like these. Oh, those are food announcements. Like these announcements, so it could show up here.
Mhm.
Anything that's posted to the Facebook is usually over here as well, or we could. I believe it is. But it would say like, oh, there's a survey that you can fill out.
Mhm.
And then I'm sure the chamber would be willing to share that as well on their social medias and their website.
I remember when I first joined, we were looking at survey results that had been conducted, and it was a real mixed bag in terms of participation.
really?
I don't think a lot of people participated, so it might be interesting. I don't know if you can like look back in the archives
Yeah.
to see what we got from that survey.
Okay.
But surveys are hard to
Yes.
get people to fill out.
Yeah.
So keeping it
Was it
focused.
online? Was it a written survey?
I think it was like a Survey Monkey, like it was a
Okay.
digital survey, but I think it had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
1 to 2 pages. I don't
Yeah.
any more than that, and unless you're really into municipal websites, nobody is going to fill it out.
I always want to know if they like it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could probably do it in a page.
Yeah. I mean, if I am going to combine it with an overall, overall survey on the town and the business process in town, then it may need to be longer than a
Right,
page.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, the specific questions about the website, not too many. There's not too many to ask.
I'd probably just break it into separate surveys and maybe like do a survey each quarter or something like that, so that
Yeah.
we don't run into the fatigue issue where the
Yeah.
those folks were.
Get halfway through it and abandon it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No time for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what like is preserved in history, but it would also be really interesting to see what questions were asked and
Yeah.
what value we got, and like
Mhm.
if there's anything you can say to incentivize to say, hey, the last time we did this, we got some feedback and we did something with it.
Yeah.
or commit to we're going to do something with it, because that also is, I think it's hard to just get like a survey out of nowhere and have no understanding of where the feedback is going or what you're going to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, it's like, we're gonna make this website more user-friendly, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think. I'm sorry, now that we're talking about it, IT may have put out a survey. I'm gonna go to their page if you guys don't mind. Maybe not. When they made these updates, they added a few. A few of these were here, but they added a few more of these little icons. And then this. I thought that they put out a survey of what people thought of the new updates to the website. But I mean, that wouldn't have gone. That was just for the main page and changes that they made. I don't know if that would include the specific department websites, because each department head isn't responsible for their own web page. IT doesn't make any changes to it unless it's requested.
Okay.
It could also be just because of the audience for the survey, like what we have access to are existing businesses. Like
Mhm.
most of this is about, hey, come to Auburn, we're
Right.
great. But if you're already here,
Yeah.
making sure we're targeting them with like what the website might do for them, because I feel like that is something that's lacking.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I see this as it's called avatar. There's 3 avatars of people that are going to go to that site. You got brand new business coming into town wanting to come here, and they don't know anything about like, the process for licensing, permits, or what groups they need.
Yeah,
to
they're there to learn new
Exactly.
information.
Yeah, and then you got people that have kind of narrowed it down to 2 or 3 businesses. They've already met with a board or whatever, but they still need additional information. They need to go through that process of getting the permits in place or whatever. And then you got the businesses that have been in town. They know how this works. They've been on the website. They've used it. So they're comfortable with it. They're probably okay with it. They just need to go back because now they're expanding. They want to open up a new location or something like that. So I think that's something that we had to kind of factor into. It's just
Okay.
those 3 types of business owners that
That was something I liked about the website. I saw it was like they had like a process flow around it. So it was like plan. Are you just coming, are you just coming to town? What do you need to know about starting your business? Launch, like what do you need to actually like implement, get the permits and all that. Then it was like a manage and grow sort of thing of like
Okay.
you're in town and something's changing, new news about
Yeah.
taxation or whatever, versus okay, now I want to expand and what do I need to do to qualify to do that and what are the zoning rules. So I thought that was really a useful framing for organizing the resources,
Okay.
so they're not just like in a list.
What was it? Plan, launch, and
And then manage and grow. You know, and whatever those terms don't, it's not the words, it was just the construct of it. It was nice for a brand new business, you know. You're in the planning phase, you're
Yes.
thinking about it, what information do you need to kind of know ahead of time?
Okay.
What do you need to actually make it happen? And then while you're in town, what news do you need to know about that could impact your existing business? And then what do you need to do if you want to grow or expand?
okay.
And you could do all that like in very few words,
Right.
rather than have whole paragraphs where someone's gonna have to read to
Yeah.
what you had said. They just wanna,
Yeah, you can go. It's Culpeper, Virginia was the website. And I actually found it because I looked at links about web developers who focus on economic development. And they have like, you know, there are tips and tricks. And then they link to some samples of work that they had just done. And that was one of them. And I was like, oh, it's actually really nice. And, you know, the imagery and stuff aside, like if we're limited by this, we're limited by this.
Yeah.
But there was still the structure of it was really useful, I thought.
Okay.
Just the way that they presented it.
Yeah.
I can send it to you, but it was Culpeper, CULPEPERVA.org.
CULPEPP.
Just one P, two total P's.
Okay.
CULPEPER.
Okay. Are there any updates from you guys beyond the website? I don't want to keep you too long, and I have some feedback and some things to work on. Any updates? Questions?
When is the topic, the zoning, we had talked about and looked at the list of like the zoning rules and things and proposal for that. When
yes.
is that gonna move
For the
forward?
regional mall district?
Yes, yeah.
The warrant for Springtown meeting closes in January, so
Okay.
those changes will have to be done by January. There was a zoning bylaw review committee meeting. That's a mouthful last night, but I was at the select board meeting for the tax classification hearing.
Can't be in two places. So got it.
Unfortunately not.
And last time we talked about Chuck's Steakhouse. Was there anything new to report there in terms of development?
No, I don't know where he's moving.
Okay.
And as far as I know, the bid period closed for that site, but he hasn't given me any more information on on the results of that, so I do not have much of an update. But I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. I know that he's looking to move, so
Yeah.
eventually the information will come. I do wish people would call me and let me know where they're going to be moving to, but they don't always do that. You feel free to take one of those.
Thanks.
Sorry, yep, that's the agenda. Would you guys like to set the next meeting date now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, do you need anything from us before that January, or you're good? You have our feedback on the zoning stuff, so you just need to get whatever, like, into the meeting warrant, like,
For the zoning
Yeah.
amendments, I mean, I have your recommendations on different uses
Mhm.
that you wanted to see there.
Yeah.
I can't say that the committee was accepting. Um, they had their own discussions within their meeting of what they thought was appropriate, and they did suggest maybe having a joint meeting of the two committees if you guys were open to that.
Okay.
That way you could discuss the economic side of it, and they're looking at it from the regulatory bylaw side of it. I think, yeah, one of them's on the planning board, one is on the zoning board, so they're looking at it from more of a regulatory perspective.
And some of these proposals that we had would not fit into current zoning.
They would, once the zoning was amended, so the purpose of the comments would be to amend the zoning so that more uses were allowed in that zone. I think the issue is allowing something and then having it get out of hand. And there's other regulations with like parking and traffic, and so certain uses develop more traffic than others, which is something that can be handled, but that was a concern, I think. Or at least one of the aspects that they were looking at when considering different uses.
Yeah, it would be interesting to hear from them because I would think I was understanding that we weren't proposing changing allowed uses. We were just helping to facilitate those uses being easier to use. So I feel like maybe I misunderstood some of what we talked about last time, but I feel like most of those are already permitted within that zone.
Yes.
Right.
So some would be changing it from a no to either allowed by special permit or site plan approval.
Okay, so those were the ones they were probably.
Yes, and a special permit, this is what we talked about last time, a special permit can be prohibitive to developers because that's a discretionary permit, so the planning board can say whether or not that use, like they can say yes or no to the use in that zoning district, whereas a site plan approval is them just, the use is allowed, but it's them reviewing other things like, oh, I'd like you to move the driveway 500 feet to the right and make the driveway a little larger and maybe put some traffic lines, like painted lines, down the entrance. I don't know, things like that.
And to a business,
Yeah.
the special permit is essentially a no. To a business trying to, it's another step they have to.
Yes. I wouldn't say it's a no. I don't know how certain developers feel.
Okay. That's another step that they have to.
It is another step.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If something is allowed by right, then they don't have to go to the planning board.
Right.
If it's allowed by site plan approval, they know that it will be approved at one point or another. They just may have to make tweaks to the site plan itself. But yes, a special permit can be denied.
Yeah.
So.
And how would that joint meeting be facilitated?
I can ask the town planner. He is in charge of the zoning bylaw review committee. So I will ask if they're still open to meeting with you guys, and if so, when that would be. It may have to be soon because the holidays are coming up, and then
Right.
January is when the warrant closes. So, but I will ask. Maybe we could do like a Zoom meeting or something,
Yeah.
so that we wouldn't all have to reserve a meeting room and all meet in person. Okay.
Yeah, mostly it just would seem interesting to go on record as having talked about it and like understanding the reasons why, because I obviously don't know much about it. I'm blindly saying, yeah, it seems like a great idea to add all these things. So
All right.
it may also increase the public's awareness, since we would have to publish the results of the meeting, so.
Um,
So do we want to skip December?
For this, and just expect
Yeah.
that we may have some commitment with this joint meeting? That's
Yes.
reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay,
so we can wait until January
sure,
for us as a group to meet, but maybe in the meantime, there'll be a joint meeting.
sure. Okay, and you're gonna follow up with the
Yes.
town planner?
I have absolutely nothing planned for January, so whenever you'd like to meet. Tuesdays at 5?
Yeah, Tuesdays are fine.
Okay. Maybe either the 9th or the 16th,
Mm,
just because that first week
Right.
is
Yeah.
always iffy.
Yeah, either of those days work for me.
Okay.
It looks good for me too.
16th would be,
Sorry?
16th would be better than the
Oh,
9th,
okay.
but,
Okay, we can do the 16th if that works for
Fine with
everyone.
me.
and there's a holiday sometime in the middle of January, it's not the 16th, is it?
It's the day before. It's the
Yeah.
15th.
The 15th.
15th, okay. Is the,
That's,
then doing it the 23rd too late?
no, we can do it either one of those days. I mean, on the 16th, it doesn't, we can still hold the meeting because the holiday's the day before. I'll just have to send the agenda Wednesday as opposed to sending it Thursday. At least down to the town clerk, but it's up to you if the 23rd works better.
I'd say the 23rd, but that's just me.
Well, let's do it.
Okay,
I have no problem with that.
okay. All right. I'm sorry you missed most of the
Yeah,
meeting.
I really wish I didn't.
We can have a phone conversation if
Okay.
you'd like. I don't know about this week, but maybe sometime next week. And as you saw, we are working on our website and there's a lot of useful information on there.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, feel free to look at that and I can get together some of the projects that we have been working on in the past and things that may be coming up. And if you are interested in joining, I can give you the information to, the board is appointed by the town manager, right? So you would just have to go to his office and I don't think you have to meet with him. No,
I don't
okay.
think so.
You guys would know better than I
I
do.
didn't have to, yeah, I was probably
Okay.
email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. It just changes quorum,
Okay,
just adds a body.
yes. Okay.
So what is it that you guys will be, like, in between now and the next meeting, will you be working on?
I will be working on this survey. We have zoning amendments. So in the center of town, that light pink zoning district, that's the regional mall district. So zoning amendments change things like the allowed uses in that zoning district. So we get a lot of questions about what is going to be the outcome of the mall, now that malls are kind of on their way out. So allowing more types of businesses to go in there increases the chance that it will be redeveloped. Not increases, but
Right.
allows developers to come in and have more options of what to do if they chose to redevelop it. But before we can do that, the zoning needs to be amended to allow for more uses.
Got it.
And there are other things in the zoning as well, building height and other regulations. But that has to be approved by town meeting vote.
Okay.
So, I have a few other things that I personally am working on in the meantime, but I have a lot of end of the year reports to do. So
Okay.
that's what I'll be working on.
Okay.
Just one last thing on that, that Welcome to Auburn video.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, we interviewed some people connected to some businesses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if those businesses are still in town, so
Okay.
we probably want to make sure that those businesses are still around. I know
That's a good point.
one was they would interviewed the manager of the mall who was touting Reliant coming in. Then there was a real
Oh.
estate person. Then there was somebody at Central One Federal Credit Union. They're still here. And then the manager of the mall mentioned a couple of businesses. You know, they love to come shop at this, and this. I don't know if those businesses are still around. So
Okay.
maybe we want to check to make sure that they.
5 years in COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That was in 2018.
Yeah, so I don't know if those,
Okay.
and then if we still wanted to use it, I don't know if you can just edit those sections out.
I don't think so because it's posted to the YouTube already.
Okay,
Yeah, who knows where the original video is.
Yeah. I don't have a link, nor do I know really how to edit video.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah, no, that's no problem, I just didn't know if, yeah, I don't know if those businesses.
I think Michael is volunteering subtly to re-record, make a new video.
No, absolutely not.
The voice of the
That,
town.
that one, when we did that one, that was,
A whole project?
oh,
I'm sure.
Really?
oh yeah, we had calling out for people to come and record it, and
Oh,
that voice is a man from Charlton.
oh really?
Worked in radio and TV.
Oh. Oh, Frank.
No, Dick Vaughn
Oh.
was the one who is the voice. He's passed
okay.
away,
Oh.
but yeah, he was, because we had nobody in town who, you know, had the voice. So
Yeah.
to it.
Some people have that voice
Yeah,
that just
this
works
guy
really
was-
well for it.
This guy was in radio and TV for
Yes.
35 years.
Yeah.
You know, but I know the business owners that we interviewed, I don't know if they're still around,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's worth watching again.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to adjourn? Are we all set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, do we have any minutes?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
No. We're all set.
When you have those, can you send me so that I can
Yeah.
start mimicking?
Yes.
So-
Yes.
Of course, my laptop is not operational right now.
Oh.
My husband gets charged. Not charged.
I can't make the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I second.
And then a vote.
All in favor? Aye, aye.
All right, and it's 6:10 p.m. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.